everyone. Welcome to eHealth Indonesia 2020 Goes Online. This is Institution Webinar Series. My name is Christy Johanna. I'm going to be moderating this webinar. This webinar is going to be presented by a new university that actually close to my heart, and I'm actually really honored to be an alumni from this university, the University of Sheffield. So please stay tuned until the end of the webinar because we will hold a Q&A session. If you have any questions about the presentation or anything related to the country's higher education, you can submit your questions in YouTube's comment section anytime throughout the presentation. And now, please welcome Ms. Dalila from University of Sheffield. Ms. Dalila, the time is yours.
Um, Thank you, Christy. Sorry, a little bit nervous knowing that it's being broadcasted on YouTube. Hello everyone. Thank you for spending some time with us today for this session. My name is Dalila Tasron. I'm from Malaysia, based in the Southeast Asia Regional Office, and our office helps to support students' inquiries and application to the University of Sheffield within the region. So let me just get to share my screen for me to start the presentation. And during the presentation, please, I beg your pardon, because I'll be switching off my video so that you can focus on the presentation. Sorry. Let me just get my presentation up. Um, okay, hopefully you can see the slides just fine. Um, is that fine, Christy?
Yes, we can see the your slide.
Okay, cool. I'll start right away. Okay, so during this 30-minute session, I'll just like to highlight about the University of Sheffield as an institution, and then I'll introduce you Sheffield as a city where the university is based in, and then I'll also introduce a little bit about our campus, what kind of support you can expect to receive during your studies in Sheffield, a little bit of information on how to apply, and afterwards would be what else you can explore on your own in order for you to decide before you make an application or come to study with us. Let's look at the university as an institution first. The University of Sheffield is a leading global university. It's rated 93rd in the world, 16 in the UK, and second in Yorkshire and the Humber in the 2021 QS World University Rankings. We are a member of the Russell Group research-led universities with a global reputation for research quality. We are also among the world top 50 most international universities based on the survey done by the Times Higher Education 2020 with an exact ranking of 45 out of 500 universities in Europe. Our reputation for teaching excellence has attracted over 28,000 students coming from over 150 countries. Being a Russell Group university, our teachings are mostly research informed. Our research is renowned on the global stage, influencing policy, changing lives, and helping us understand the world better. We are rated in the top 10% of UK universities according to the latest available research excellence framework done in 2014. And during that assessment, 99% of our research was categorized as internationally recognized or better. At the University of Sheffield, we offer a broad range of subject areas and the opportunity for you to develop your passion in the faculty of your choice. As you can see on the left-hand side of the slides here, we've got 5 faculties on campus. Those are Science, Engineering, Medicine, Dentistry and Health, Arts and Humanities, as well as Social Sciences. So we do offer a broad range of subject areas as you can see on this slide. These are just some to name, but there are really more you can find on our online prospectus later. Graduates from our university are sought out by some of the most recognizable employers in the world. We're top in the north of England for graduate prospects because our courses develop the skills that leading global employers are looking for. Here are just some of the companies you could be working for once you've graduated with the University of Sheffield degree, but again, there are really more to name other than what's available on the slides. We do work very closely with our industry partners and accreditation bodies. Advanced Manufacturing Research Center, or in short AMRC, is a good example of how we work with our industry partners. AMRC is a network of world-leading research and innovation centers. The center is a leader in manufacturing technologies and has built a global reputation as an exemplary partnership between education and industry. We're currently working with global giants including McLaren, Siemens, and BAE Systems. So let's move on to have a look at Sheffield as a city, just in case if anyone's here, any of the viewers here, not yet known that Sheffield is actually a name of a city. Let me just introduce you where it is located at. Sheffield is part of the Yorkshire region, South Yorkshire to be exact, where we find an abundance of beautiful countryside, regional cuisine, vibrant nightlife, activities, and events to suit every taste. So it's located in the south of Yorkshire, just about 1 hour from Manchester by train and about 2 hours from London by train. The nearest international airport would be Manchester. It would be great if you can try to book for flight that lands in Manchester, because once you arrive in the Manchester airport, you can actually get a direct train from Manchester airport to Sheffield. And as you can see, the journey can take less than an hour. If you arrive in London, flat notch, that's fine as well. You just have to change train to central London. It can be, I think, King's Cross. It can be St. Pancras station as well. And then you get another train to get up to Sheffield. The least hour of journey you can take will be 2 hours. Sheffield is actually the England's fourth largest city. So it gives you so much to explore as the residents. Despite being one of the major cities, it offers one of the cheapest cost of living, as Sheffield has been surveyed to be top 10 most affordable UK student cities based on RBS Student Living Index 2019. Living costs here are 10% lower than the UK national average and 25% lower than London. If you're applying for a student visa to study in the UK from 2021 onwards, the living maintenance you probably need to show would be for monthly would be around £1,023 per month for any cities outside Greater London. Although in actual you could be using slightly a little bit less depending on your lifestyle. And Sheffield is also known as one of the UK's safest major cities. According to the UK Peace Index, it has been awarded the Purple Flag for city safety, making it one of the safest places in the country for a night out 7 years running. And Sheffield has stunning landscapes, rich culture, and a history and a modern, welcoming outlook. So it's just the perfect home for international students to explore. A third of the city is actually located inside the Peak District National Park, and the city itself has more than 80 green spaces, including the botanical gardens as shown on the bottom left of the image of the photo, which first opened in 1836, as well as Western Park, shown on the bottom right of the photo, which backs onto our campus. So it's like 60% of the city is green space, and it's also known to be one of the greenest city in the world. So, when you're tired from studying, you want to see something that could, freshen up your eyes, that could relax your eyes, then those would be green spaces where you can find in abundance in Sheffield. The top right photo shows a stately home, Chatsworth House, located, I think, around 15 minutes drive away from the campus, and it's been featured in TV and films such as Pride and Prejudice, made in 2005, and The Duchess, that was produced in 1998. So let's move on to have a look at a little bit on our campus. Sheffield is actually a city university. As a student, you will study and live close to the city centre and in the nearby suburbs. So we've got a map of the city here. The black box indicates the city centre. The university is located in the city, in close vicinity to the city centre, with most of the buildings, departmental buildings, student facilities, accommodation located within the area of the red box. So if you can spot a roundabout within that red box and say you want to walk to the city center, the, the nearest edge of the city center, you probably can just take about 10 minutes to walk from the campus to the city center. So it's really in the close vicinity. If you don't fancy walking, fret not. The city is also served by a tram network where you can find denoted by a sort of like a tram car symbol on the map. And if you look very closely into the black box, you probably can spot a landmark denoted by a red icon. That red icon actually tells you it's a railway station where you'll probably be arriving at if you take a train from the Manchester airport or from London or from any other cities. Okay, let's try to zoom into the red box so that you can see very clearly our campus area. Um, Basically, this is our city campus. It takes about 30 minutes to walk from the management school on the far left of the map to the Department of Materials Science and Engineering in the Sir Robert Hatfield building, where you can spot and find from the far right of the map. Well, 30 minutes I've quoted here would be the average, I would say, British stride and speed. When you're first there, you probably will find it challenging a little bit because Sheffield is a little bit hilly. So you probably will take slightly over than 30 minutes to walk from one end to another. But once you have adapted just right, once you have settled down, you'll get there. 30 minutes would be just fine. Um, as you can see also from this map, you'll be able to spot that Western Park. So that's the one that I've shown you the photo earlier and in the previous slide. And yes, it backs onto our campus. It's also one of the popular spot, I guess, for students who would be like, laying for sunshine, I guess, during summertime. But of course, things would need to get a little bit different when it comes to during these unprecedented times. So if we zoom out of the map again, this map is just to tell you where else do we offer for students accommodation locations. So apart from the city accommodation that's located very nearby to the campus area, just about 10 minutes walking distance, we also offer accommodations in the area of the Rammore village and the Enclave village. So it's like offering the best of both worlds. If you are into city living, you can choose to stay in the city accommodation so long that you apply early throughout the application process, throughout the timeline. But if you're someone who prefer living a little bit away from the hustling, bustling city living, city lifestyle, you would like to go, closer to the suburban area, then you can choose or opt to stay in either the Rammore or the Enclave village. But still within walking distance to the main campus, it will just take you roughly around, I would say, 20 to 30 minutes, again, depending on your stride and speed. Once you get there, you probably just take about 20 minutes. But during the beginning of the intro week and registration week, probably will take you some time to get there. Yes, so that's it. The university continues on investing, providing students the best facilities in teaching and learning. So the Diamond is an example of it. It was opened in 2015. It's an example of our £81 million investment. The Diamond offers students a unique space to create and learn. It's a striking state-of-the-art structure, which is an internationally renowned facility for innovative teaching and learning. Most of the equipment provided in the Diamond are similar to those found in industry, thus provide real-life industry skills to students. We have flight simulators, jet engines, robotics arena, 3D printers, manufacturing equipment, and more. You can take a look at the labs and study spaces for yourself using our online 360-degree tours if you would like to do so later on your own. Another example of our latest investment would be the Engineering Hub space located within the Faculty of Engineering. The new facilities include a dedicated employability hub designed to help businesses from the Sheffield City region across the UK and around the world to meet face to face with engineering students to aid collaborations. The facilities will also make industrial placements, internships, skill sessions, and graduate opportunities more accessible than ever for students. Apart from facilities for our engineering students, libraries would be something that would be used by all students from across the campus, from across the faculties. There are about 5 libraries on campus. The biggest one would be right in the center of the campus, and we call it Information Commons, or IC in short. The libraries usually would be open for 24 hours, 7 days a week. It never really closes throughout the year. Um, and you can find more than 1 million books and periodicals for your reference. It also offers inspiring and creative spaces for you to utilize, for example, to carry out a group project discussions or assignment discussions, whatever you will need to complete your assignments and learning components. You can also suggest materials for our librarians to add to the collection that are not on your resource list but may be useful for a dissertation, thesis, or project, but that will depend on the availability. Our Students' Union is voted the best in the UK for the 4th year in a row by the What Uni Student Choice Awards 2020. This is because we offer the best facilities and support services, and because our students feel the Students' Union represents them in the best possible way. So the photo in the background of this slide shows the Students' Union. So if you have already listened to a number of maybe webinars or info sessions offered by other UK universities, you probably would have already heard or become familiar with the name of with the Students' Union name or title. Um, it's basically the heart of a student's life. It offers activities, clubs, societies, volunteering projects for you to explore and get involved in during your studies. But at our university, it's not just all of those things that I've mentioned earlier, but it's also because of those support and advice centers that we also provide located within the Students' Union, and it's for your ease to find. So and the building itself is also a thriving hub of student life with a range of shops, cafes, and bars. There are comedy and music gigs, film nights, theater performances, and many other activities to get involved with. And within the Students' Union, you can find our award-winning scheme, which is Give It a Go, which is actually just like a pay and play basis kind of scheme. So you basically purchase a ticket over the counter in Students' Union, and you'll be able to get access to different types of activities within a specific period of time. For example, if you don't feel like being stuck with just one clubs or one society or one kind of like project, you want to try out lots of different events and activities, you want to try out this and that, then you can explore those offers and options via the Give It a Go scheme. And it also includes day trips. So if you don't feel like planning for your day trip yourself, you can just turn up at the counter, see what's on offer for that week or the next weekend maybe, and you purchase ticket and just need to be there during the pickup time as specified on the ticket. So we make students living easy, as we do offer university accommodation for you to apply during your studies with us. Uh, you will still need to meet a few simple terms and conditions, but so long that you meet the terms and conditions, you are guaranteed accommodation for the duration of your studies. And just so you know, our accommodation has also been voted top 5 for the UK accommodation for 6 years in a row if you base on the survey done by Times Higher in 2018. Most of our university accommodation rent prices would already have included security and maintenance, utility bills, internet Wi-Fi, Yes, and those are the things that will be covered by rent. You can choose what kind of room you would like to live in, but most of the options will be available in the kind of like a flat style. So it's like a flat consists of around 4 to 6 rooms, and then you'll be sharing kitchen. If you go for ensuite type, you'll get your own private bathroom. If you go for shared bathroom, then clearly you won't have your own private bathroom. You'll need to share with your flatmates. Usually for 6 rooms in a flat, you'll be sharing like around 2 bathrooms. If you are into being fit and healthy, worry not. There's a good Win Sports Center on campus, and we have a number of great facilities available for general use by our staff and students. It does offer fitness classes, it does offer club sport as well as performance sport, and also has a simple gymnasium for you to use. So let's move on to the next topic, which is on what kind of supports you can expect to have access to during your studies. So, as I mentioned, our Students' Union, they house Student Advice Center. And what Student Advice Center provides is a high quality, professional, free, and confidential advice, support, and representation service to all University of Sheffield students in many areas related to their student life. So that can be on support on examinations, on finding a private housing, on immigration, maybe if you're thinking about like extending your stay in the UK post graduation, say to apply for graduate immigration route, support in terms of like money. I mean, if you have troubles in allocating budgets here and there on your expenses, this is where you can get advice on, and any other kind of like personal matters. If it's more related to your study skills, you can visit the 301 Student Skills Development located very nearby to the Students' Union and offers study skills workshops, math and stats help, undergraduate research hub, as well as skill resource bank. We also have our own university health service. We are one of the few UK universities that have our own university health service. It's basically just an on-campus health center um, that has its own GPs and nurses and provides a range of NHS services. When you're applying for a student visa, you would already have paid for an amount of fee to access the NHS services. So when you're on campus, when you get sick, and if that kind of like illness or treatments covered within the NHS, even GP consultation, right? So you should be using it, and you can do so by our university health service. So we do know that you've come to the university so that you can brush up on your employability skills. So we do have career service either in-house within your own specific department, or um, within the university-wide offers available within the Students' Union. So what career service um, team does is that they help to support you to find work, and they help to support you to secure work. So in terms of finding work, the kind of supports they'll be providing as stated on this slide. So you'll be able to get access to individual careers advice and guidance, access to hundreds of online job vacancies, recruitment fairs, workshops, presentations, and if you're looking for work outside the UK, then you'll be able to access the global labor market information as well on some of the main countries that they do cover. Um, so now you've found the kind of like work or job that you want to be doing. So what about applying for it? What about securing it? So these are kind of supports they'll be able to provide. Um, you'll be able to get advice and guidance on how to prepare your CV, how to make an eye-catching application, how to nail the assessment centers, and they can even help you practice with mock interviews. If you have concern on using jargons or English usage in terms of like business environment, you can also get that kind of support because they do work alongside English Language Teaching Center, ELTC, which is also another support that we provide to our students, either for academic or business English. And there will also be opportunity for you to gather e-mentoring and alumni networks, uh, kind of like exploration. And if you're going to work in the UK, for example, if you need it, um, kind of like immigration advice on how to convert your visa, then that would be we do have a dedicated visa support team to help you advise on these kind of like issues. Okay, so what about how to apply? It's very simple. They're all mostly online. If you're thinking about applying for your undergraduate degree course, that will be via UCAS. UCAS, I think it stands for Universities and Colleges Admissions Services, and they do handle applications for a lot of like UK universities. I would say maybe all of the UK universities would be using this platform for you to submit application. Within this application portal, you can submit up to 5 choice of universities or programs. But before you submit your application, please do check on the prospectus what kind of offers we do, what kind of requirements we do have on specific courses. And whenever you're not so sure of, you can always feel free to get in touch with us to get a further clarification. As for postgraduate courses, be it thought master or research PhD, you can just apply on our online application portal. Usually you'll be able to find the form if you go onto our prospectus, on the right hand tab. There's always a bar that says apply online now, something like that. And so you can just click onto that form and fill up details accordingly. But again, always check the entry requirements on the individual course page if you want to know your suitability. Or you can also come to talk to us during the EHAF fair this weekend. So if you have planned to support yourself in terms of like fees funding, right? If you will be self-funded, we just want to let you know that we do offer a number of scholarship schemes, partial scholarship schemes for international students. If you're applying for undergraduate degree program, we have got this 50% tuition fee reduction scheme. It's called International Undergraduate Merit Scholarship 2021. And it's only available for 50 international students, so 50. It's very competitive, but it's something worth trying out for. We'll be looking or selecting our winners based on their academic profile. So if you are predicted to get good grades in your final exams, and or if you have already obtained the final grades, then yeah, if you've got a good one, then I would encourage you to submit application, but you can only do so if you have already held an offer from us. So you may want to pay attention to when is the scholarship application deadline going to be like, and when you should prepare yourself for submitting application for the academic course itself. The deadline this year is going to be on 17 May 2021, and we'll announce the results about a month later. So apart from the academic profile, we also look into the essay that you will have to write as part of the application, scholarship application. And that essay usually will be guided by a number of questions. So long that you answer those questions properly. And if it's really something unique to you, making you stand out, then you will have that high chance of being selected. For postgraduate study, postgraduate thought master courses, we have about 25% tuition fee discount for 150 international students. So again, selection process, selection details and application details will be just roughly the same with the undergraduate. So you may want to look into submitting application earlier if you would like to make it for the scholarship application. So I've basically already introduced you to the campus, to the city, to the university as a whole institution. What you can do next would be, of course, come and talk to me on the weekend, Friday and Saturday fair, so that we can maybe try and address any questions you've got. If there's any particular specific course that you that gets your interest. But on your own, you can visit these two links as you'll be able to explore recorded departmental talks, departmental virtual tour available on these hubs. Apart from that, if you prefer to speak to a student directly, of course, today we have our alumni. But if it's not today, if let's say you still have questions afterwards, you can also do so by clicking on the chat box on our online website and choose to a specific ambassador you would like to chat with. And we also have got plenty of YouTube videos to show you around the campus, the accommodation, students union, and the sport facilities. So feel free to explore that on your own. So I guess with that, I end my session. Thank you. I'll be taking in questions from now.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Dela, for your presentation. Now we will begin the Q&A session. Okay. I will read the question from the YouTube live chat. We will start from the undergraduate degree question. Someone asked, like, for the Indonesian student, is it okay to apply with their national high school diploma, or can they join directly to year one bachelor degree, or do they have to join a pre-uni program?
Okay, if it's only solely on the national curriculum, so basically you'll be graduating with just SMA STTB qualification, then the answer would be you will need to go via our pathway, and you can, if that's the option that you like to explore, you can try and have a look on usic.sheffield.ac.uk. So it's spelled by USIC dot Sheffield SHEFFIELD dot AC dot UK, where you'll be able to find out more about the international foundation year that we offer to international students to prepare you for progression into the undergraduate degree program. The duration usually would be roughly around 6 to 9 months, depending on the IELTS UKVI score that you can obtain.
Okay, thank you for your answer. We have a quite specific question about. We know that Sheffield is one of the is part of the Erasmus scholarship program, and then like someone asked, like, how is the Brexit going to influence, like, for the Erasmus student in Sheffield?
Okay, as far as I'm aware, for 2020, for example, we still got students coming in via that Erasmus scholarships. If I'm not mistaken, I've heard about something like the university is trying to obtain the same funding as well for the coming years, but it has to, it really depends on in which year you're looking for application, and it also depends on what's the home university you'll be applying for. So yeah.
Okay. Next question. Someone asked about scholarships. Of course, there will be someone asking about scholarship. Someone asked if there any scholarship offered for PhD students, since you already explained the scholarship for undergraduate and master student.
Yep. Thank you. We usually do have a number, a very limited number of scholarships for PhD students, but it's really just available for like in a very competitive sort of like application type. But this year I have opted to take out those details from my presentation because even until now it hasn't really opened for PhD students to apply for that scheme. The scheme is called University of Sheffield, sorry, Prize, I think. Yeah, research prize, if I'm not mistaken, PRIZE. So usually it will be open either late October or around early November, and it closes every year. Usually would be late January. So you really have got like a very short window of opening for that kind of scholarship. It has multiple levels of funding available. It can even offer you, I mean, if your application is really excellent, the funding can even cover everything from the fees down to the living stipend. Um, and the next level usually is like maybe half the fees and living stipend, or maybe only the fees without the stipend, depending on the what you call that, like the your application what you call that, like grade. Yeah. But this is not open yet, and I'm not too sure whether it will be open at all or not for 2021. So my advice is just to keep an eye out on the university website. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. For still related to scholarship, someone asked about since the scholarship deadline is in May, someone asked, is it possible to apply if the diploma will be issued on June or July 2021?
Yes, we do select winners um, based on conditional offers. So long that you've got an offer from us, it can be conditional, it can be unconditional. So conditional usually would be those people who have applied but have not yet finished their course, current qualification, for example. um, but they do expect to complete their current course before the intake at the university. Well, sometime before the intake at the university, please do allow some time because you need to convert your offer. You'll need to arrange for travel. You need to apply for visa. So usually the idea is that yeah, if you've got conditional offer, then we'll be looking at what's the standing GPA that you've got so far, and or if you've got predicted, then we'll look at the predicted as well as the essay that is part of the application. So yeah, the answer is yes.
Okay. Again, still related. Someone asked about the International Postgraduate Merit Scholarship. Do they need to pay the deposit first before they apply for the scholarship?
That's a very good question because you're aware of the kind of the usually terms and conditions universities set for their offer holders. The answer would be it depends on when does the deadline comes in, because usually the idea is like deadline for making the fee deposit payment can comes in around a month after you have been given an offer. So let's say you apply sometime around um, February, and then you obtain an offer by March, and then the offer says that, oh, if you want to accept your offer, please click accept on the portal and make the fee deposit payment by, let's say, by end of April. So in that case, yes, you have to pay your fee deposit in order to be selected as part of the scholarships, because if you don't, then you would probably be withdrawn from your offer anyway. Yeah. But if the deadline comes after the scholarship deadline, then that's no worries because we don't put in the terms and conditions of the scholarship application that you have to make a payment for the fee and deposit. But it's always good to check the terms and conditions thoroughly on our website, uh, if in case there's any changes or anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Ms. Dalila. Okay, moving to the next question. This is quite specific. Okay, this person said that international students cannot apply for MSc Occupational Psychology because the bachelor degree must be recognized by the BPS. Can you explain it more?
Yes, that's right. Your understanding is right. You cannot apply for occupational psychology because we need a BPS accredited degree. But you can apply for work psychology that basically has the same structure. During your study, during before you even finish your study, let's say you have already completed all the taught components, you can come to speak to the department to sort of like do the kind of like administration transfer to sort of like convert your course title from work psychology to occupational psychology. But the idea is you must go for work psychology at the point of entry. Towards you completing the course, you'll be able to transfer to occupational psychology. It's just a matter of different names on certificate. Yeah. Mm.
Okay, moving to next question. Someone asked about the transfer program from an associate degree to bachelor degree. Is it
Mhm.
possible to do that in the University of Sheffield?
Associate degree means it's the diploma one,
Yeah,
two, three,
exactly.
right? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the answer would be, if it's a general answer, I would say that at the moment it's not that possible, as a part of like the academic requirement or the framework itself, right? What would be interesting for you to know is that even if, let's say, we do the kind of assessment for you, and then the department sees that, oh, your diploma, the 3 years diploma that you have covered during your studies, actually would be sufficient for entry into our year two. But as you have heard it right, it's only to year two at the highest level, which means to say that you probably will have another 2 or 3 years more to complete your degree. Usually it'll be 2 years because it takes 3 years degree to complete a bachelor degree in England, right? So so that probably would be something that you don't want to go for because you have to spend another 2 years just to get a bachelor degree. So usually in this kind of situation, to be what do you call that, realistic, or I mean maybe in your favor, works in your favor would be to maybe try and have a look at other UK universities that do provide the kind of like a 1 year top up degree. So, and then let's say, I can't remember the university, but let's say it's like your 3 years of diploma in Indonesia and then plus 1 year of top up degree in the UK. And then afterwards, you can look into maybe applying for master degree with us. Yeah.
Okay. Last question. This is also quite specific. Someone asking about Europe Public Health Plus,
Mhm.
and it'll take 2 years long study, and it's in different university. So if we would
Yeah.
like to take the first year in Sheffield, how about the accommodation payment? About
Accommodation
accommodation
payment.
payments, yeah. I think
So
like it's only
if your
for first year. Yeah.
okay, yeah. So if your first year is in Sheffield, then you would follow just like a standard procedure that all students would have in terms of applying for accommodation. So usually it can be paid in lump sum or in 3 installments. The idea of accommodation application, right? Usually, if I'm not mistaken, would be um, um, let's say you're already holding offer by March, let's say, and March is actually the month where we open application for our students. And let's say by that time you already hold an unconditional offer, which means to say that you are eligible to apply for accommodation at that point of time. And then you select specific room that you want, the specific flat that you want, and then you'll be allocated. Usually, you'll be allocated your room usually from May onwards. But if you miss applying by 31st of May, it's like we have two windows of opening for applications. So if you miss the 31st of May, you apply after 31st of May. The allocation usually starts after July. So in that case, yeah, after you have been allocated a room, you receive at the same time a contract for you to sign. So if you sign your contract, you will need to make a deposit payment of £150, and then you have to arrange your payment. Either you want to go and pay for lump sum or in 3 installments before you arrive in the UK, before you arrive in Sheffield. Yep.
Okay, thank you very much. That will be the end of our Q&A session. And just reminder, you can connect with Miss Delilah through the information given. Okay, thank you for watching. And dan untuk teman-teman yang menonton sesi webinar, jangan lupa akan ada virtual University Virtual Fair pada hari Jumat dan Sabtu tanggal 27 dan 28 November 2020. Teman-teman bisa langsung berkonsultasi dengan pihak universitas dan link tersebut bisa diakses melalui website event.ihaf.id. Okay, thank you for watching, everyone. See you in our next session. Thank you very much for Miss Dalela. Thank you and good afternoon, everyone.